in listen-only mode.
Hello and welcome to Darkroom 101 Basics. Today we are going to be showing some features in Darkroom. We are going to be creating some catalogs, importing images, using the Photo Workshop, and going through some of the retouching tools as well. We're going to be going over green screen, building your packages, setting up the cameras and printers, as well as presentation mode. And towards the end, what we'll do is we'll kind of go over how to archive images and how to unarchive them at the same time. So first, we're actually going to wait for some more people to attend because it looks like we've got people still joining as of right now. But I wanted to let you know I'm going to be demonstrating Darkroom Professional version 9.1. Take a look at our Darkroom website. We've got a new release out with new features and functionalities that I think you guys will enjoy. So please take a look at that. We're very excited about it. And we're going to be starting here shortly. Okay, I'd also like to tell everybody that this will be recorded. We are going to have some live recordings actually on our website. We'll probably be posting them up within a week or two. So you can actually go back. If you have any questions later, of course, you can feel free to email or call us. But these will be recorded and you will be able to actually view these at a later time. Not to mention, check for the website within the next month as well. We're going to be coming out with some new webinars. These are going to be a little bit more high level, so we're going to be going over some different features and functionalities of Darkroom and getting in a little bit more in depth as far as the features are concerned, because today is Darkroom 101 Basics. So now that people are still joining, let's go ahead and get started. If you look here at the bottom, we've got the photo library. You can see all the images that are in my photo library here. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a new catalog. So let's go ahead and do that. On the left-hand side, you have a tab right here called New. Go ahead and click on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a new photo catalog. You have the ability in here to change the type to either aerial, church, event, photo sitting, school, or sports, or wedding. Let's go ahead and do portrait sitting for right now. I'm going to go ahead and put a name in here. And we can actually give it a description. You can also say the city, the state. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Dallas here. State's going to be Texas. Now, if anybody's in a different country, you can also choose your own country code as well, which is real nice. You can do the event start date and the end date. So if you're going to be shooting for more than 2 or 3 days, you can actually choose a different end date here. And then you can also add notes as well. Now, if you click on Next, you can actually add the customer information in here. This way you can actually go back if you need to archive the images. You can pull them back in and actually search by last name, by first name, or by address. You can also have the information right here where you can put the phone number and the email address, which is really nice too. By the way, in Darkroom version 9.1, we have a new feature in there that emails a photo directly to a customer. You have the ability to email a low, medium, or high resolution image to your customer, which is real nice. Let's go ahead and just click on Finish right now and create that catalog. So if you look over here, we've got a catalog named Amy Cole. And let's go ahead and import some images into this. So if you look right here in the middle, I've got the Add Photo button. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on Import. Right here, I've got my images that I'm going to import. You can simply copy the files to the destination, or you can actually convert them upon the import. You can change it to BMP, JPEG, PNG, TIFF, Targa, and PSD files. Let's go ahead and use JPEG. You can also change the rename copied file. So you can change the starting count, or you can actually give it a prefix. Now, if you need to give it special text as well, you can give it a date, file data, or you can just give it a starting count, which we're going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and enter 1 to start, and then we're going to go ahead and click on an image and select all. So I hit Control-A on my keyboard. That means select all, and we're going to go ahead and import. If you look down here at the bottom, it's importing. These file sizes right here are 2 megs each. So what I'm doing right now is I just imported 97 images that are 2 megs each within 5 seconds. That is pretty fast. So here are the images that are built into the software right here. Here's the new catalog that we created, and here are all the images in it. So let's go ahead and go into the Photo Workshop. We're going to go ahead and dive in there. Actually, I want to show you one more thing before we dive in there real quick. You can actually change it from 100%, which it was at earlier, to 200%, to 300%, so you can see the images larger, to 400%, which is actually loading the images. Remember, these file sizes are 2 megs each, and you can load them as big as you want. So you can actually edit. So let's go ahead and go into the Photo Workshop. We've got the image right here. So right here, I'm going to use my mouse. I can scroll back and forth and in and out, or I can drag it anywhere. And if it's not centered or positioned the way that I like, I can hit Scale in the middle right here, and I can hit Move right in the middle here. That actually resizes it and puts it back to its original configuration. Now, if I don't like the way the image is tilted, I can actually go in here and change the orientation. I can flip it, I can rotate it, I can tilt it like this. Let's go ahead and show you that. I've got a slider bar right here to where I can actually tilt the image any direction that I want. And then if I like the way that it's centered there, I can go ahead and apply those changes. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and cancel. That is a really nice feature I actually use all the time. You can also zoom in on the face, so if you need to fix any blemishes, you can do that as well. You can also save changes. I'm going to tell you the difference between these three right here, because there's a big difference. Right here, save changes. If I actually change this to black and white, you've got color, black and white, sepia. You've got a nice retro color, which is kind of resemblance of a 50s. You've got duotones with multiple different colors in here. I'll kind of give you an example of how they work. Let's go ahead and take it back into color right now, though. So if I did some changes to this and I click on Save Changes, this alters the original photo. So if you don't want to alter the original photo, what you would do is you would click as Save New Photo. So if I wanted to make this one retro color, what I can do is I can click on Save as New Photo, and there's my new photo. It's non-destructive, so your original file is completely intact. That's how I save my images, but you can do it either way. Now if you want to save it to your drive, you would click on Save To. You can actually go to Save to File, and you can save anywhere on the system, on your network drive, on your C drive, or anywhere on the computer. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this back into color, and I'm going to go over some different things here. So right here you've got text. You can actually turn your text on and off. I'm going to go ahead and click on it here. Let's go ahead and put 2012 for now. You can basically change the font, the size of the font. You can bold it, italicize it, and you can also change the background color. If you look right here, you've got the text color, the background color, and the opacity. I'm going to go ahead and click OK for right now. You see how it put 2012 right here? You can just click on the text any way you like and drag it anywhere that you want. Now if you want to change the color, if you don't like it, you can just double click on it. You can click on the text color, and you can change it to any color that you want. That fast, that easy. And if you like that photo and you want to save it, you can save as new photo right here as well. I'm going to go ahead and turn the text off. So you play around with the text settings. You can do so much. You can wrap the wording. You can change the highlight color, the background color, the text color. Next, we're going to go into the borders. So right here, if you click on this glass right here, it's basically going to populate your borders. Now there's 150 designs and templates within the program. The software also allows you to build and design your own templates. So that's going to be in it's going to be the border template maker. And we're not going to cover the template maker today, but we're going to have an advanced class in the future on how to do that, so stay tuned, please. So let's go ahead and apply a template right now, or shall we say border. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on this one right here, and I'll click OK. Now, you can actually put information, because this could be a sports picture. You could put a team, or you could actually put a name. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Let's apply a different one that's going to be a little bit nicer. I'm going to double-click on this one, and I'm going to click on an image right here. And right there, my border has already been created, and I just added the images. If I like the way this looks, I can just click on Save as New Photo. If I want to do something different to it, for example, you can click on the image in the template, and you can move it back and forth. Or you can actually just say, I want to change it to black and white. And I just want to do it to that one photo. I don't want to do it to the entire image. So if you notice, this one's color, your border's color, but this one right here is black and white. So if I want to save as new photo, there's my new photo that I just created. It's that fast, it's that easy. Now you can also purchase, your own templates and borders from third parties. Typically they sell them as PSD files. All you'd have to do is convert them to PNG files and import them into Darkroom and set it up. And we'll go over how to set up the border directory a little bit later. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off right now. I'm going to go to another image over here. Let's go ahead and take it back into color. Another thing is if you do Composite Sheets, if you click on the word Sheets and then go down to Composite Sheets, you can actually choose the size, the layout, whether you want to do landscape or portrait. You can specify the rows, the columns. Let's go ahead and do 2 by 2. I'm going to click on Create. Now if I want to put other images in here, I just click on another image. It's that easy. And then if I don't like the way that it looks, you can just turn it off and go back to your original picture. You also have an automatic soft focus right here. You can increase it or you can decrease it. And then this is one of the great things that I use a lot for my photos is going to be the vignetting. You have a dark vignette, but you have a minimum, a medium, and a maximum. Now if you don't like the way that it looks, you can turn it off by clicking in the middle right here, or you can do a brighter one. A white one with a minimum, a medium, and a maximum as well. Or I can turn that off. What we're going to do now is we're going to go into the Retouch Workshop. Darkroom software in the Core, Professional, and Assembly editions has the Retouch Workshop. You have the ability to utilize our tools in Darkroom, or you can actually use Photoshop. So if you don't have Photoshop, that's okay. But if you're an expert at Photoshop, Photoshop is one of the greatest tools out there, but it's also a little bit time-consuming. So if you don't own Photoshop, you can just click on Retouch, and it's going to take this image right here into the Retouch Workshop. With the Retouch Workshop, these are Photoshop tools that are built into Darkroom that have the same shortcut keys as Photoshop. So if you're an expert at Photoshop, this is going to be very easy. And if you're not, the tools are very easy to use. For example, you've got Clone, Blemish, Paint, Dodge Burn, Sharpen, Blur. You've also got Color Accents and Automatic Red Eye built into the program. Let's go ahead and click on Blur. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pan in. Actually, I'm going to zoom in first. So I clicked on Zoom over here on the right-hand side, and I'm going to click about 3 times on the image. Then I'm going to click on Pan over here on the right, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to my Blur tool. If you look up top right here, you can basically apply the opacity, the radius, the different brush sizes. Like this is my brush size with the circle, so I can increase that or decrease that. I can also increase the feather and flow on this. So if you look right here, we've got a few little dark lines and wrinkles under the eyes. With my blur, I can basically just remove those with easy keystrokes. Look how smooth and easy that is. There. Now I don't want to retouch this up too much, but you can retouch the lines Really easy in here. It's very fast. It's very effective. Now, I'm just trying to highlight it and polish this up a little bit. So how does that look? You can go in here as well if you have red eyes, and I know most of you are professional photographers and probably never shoot red eyes, but I do occasionally, so I use that tool. So anyway, this is a great tool right here. If you don't own Photoshop, like I said, you don't have to go out and spend the $500 for the tool. You can utilize our shop. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out, but you can basically save the retouches, which would alter the original, or you can actually save as new, which is really nice as well because you can save the new images. Right now I'm going to go ahead and cancel it though. So anyway, that's our Retouch Workshop. And now what I'd like to show you is some green screen images built into the program. So I've imported a few different images here. I'm going to go ahead and highlight one of the images. I'm in my Photo Library tab at the bottom, and I chose my green screen event over here to the left. So let's go ahead and click on Photo Workshop. If you notice that this image right here has some shadows, I'm going to show you some different images that are built in here. Let's go ahead and apply a background and show you how this works. I can either hit this button right over here, or I can hit B as in Bravo on my keyboard. If I do that, it's going to populate my borders for me. Now these are the borders that I currently have set as my default. So I'm just going to go ahead and double click on one. Drops the green out immediately. Now Darkroom has the ability to do green screen or blue screen, high key and low key. I do some green screen events myself. Now I don't usually take a blue backdrop with me because most people wear blue or blue jeans and it really washes it out. So I usually take a green screen with me. I usually use about two umbrellas, two 800-watt bulbs, and sometimes, depending on the overhead lighting, a softbox to diffuse. Now let's go ahead and apply a different template here. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one, and if I want to change the image, I can do it on the fly. And if I really like that image, I click on Save as New Photo that we discussed a little bit earlier, and there's my new photo. It's that easy. You can shoot wirelessly or tethered into the software with pretty much any Canon or Nikon cameras out there. And if you have any other cameras that aren't Nikon or Canon, you can use a hot folder action, or you can actually shoot into the hot folder. So it's that easy to actually go ahead and shoot green screen within Darkroom software. You know, I want to take you back real quick. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. I'm going to go back down here to my Photo Library tab. And there's something I wanted to show you. I'm going to go ahead and pull up these images that I imported earlier, and I created this catalog, Amy Cole. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and retouch one of these images. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to go into, you've got single mode and multiple mode. I'm going to go ahead and go into multiple mode right now. I'm going to load these images up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and color correct one of these images. And the beauty about Darkroom software, and it's typically going to be more for studio or green screen versus outdoor events. But if you have an image like this and you want to go ahead and change it, you want to change maybe the brightness, give it a little bit of contrast. I'm doing this photo right here, by the way. I'm going to take it back into single mode, actually, so I can show you a little bit better. I'm going to change the exposure. Well, let's go ahead and decrease the exposure a little bit. The shadows, I'm going to make it a little bit brighter. You can also change the tones, the color, and you do have automatic red eye in 2 places, which is also nice. So what I'm going to do is, I've noticed my lighting slightly off, and it's off on every single image over here. So what I can do is I can color correct one image, and I can go to the top toolbar, click on Attributes, Save to, Custom 1. So what I've done is I have saved the attributes to this photo that I just made changes on, and I've saved it to Custom 1 in the software. Now what I can do is I can basically go over here to Multiple, load up the images again, and I can go to Attributes, Apply to the entire catalog, or you can apply to a single image if you want, or you can apply to a whole catalog. And there's my Custom 1 right there. I'm going to go ahead and click it. And then it's going to ask me, are you sure you want to do this? And I do. So what I did was, right now, I've got 97 images in here that just color corrected themselves all within 3 seconds. That was pretty fast. So if you're doing green screen events or studio work, you can actually color correct that one image and batch apply it. Now, if you're doing some outdoor events, typically it's probably not going to be good because your lighting is going to be changing all the time. So you might have to go in there and color correct each image. But I use this feature in this tool all the time. People love this feature. One more thing before we actually go into building packages is I'm going to go back up here and click into single mode. And I want to show you, let's go back to the photo library real quick. One thing that I forgot to show you is going to be the batch process. So let's say that all of these images in here, you want to batch process them. You click on the button batch, and you can say, okay, I want to print only the selected photos in this event, or you can choose the entire catalog. And you can say, okay, I want to print to a package A, which could be a 5x7, or actually it is a 5x7 and an 8x10 within this program. So I'm going to print all these photos in this event. It's going to print off a 5x7 and an 8x10 of every image in here. And I can also apply a template to it if I want to. I can go ahead and click on Choose. It pulls up my border options right here. And I can say, I'm going to use this border right here. You know, let's change the group on the borders. By the way, you can put in as many templates and borders into Darkroom software. You just have to create them, and we're going to show you how to do that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and click on Change Group. And I'm going to go ahead and let's go to my sample borders right here. I've got basics. These are some of the ones, by the way, that are built into Darkroom currently in classic frames and different types of composites. Like I said, you can actually build your own or buy your own and import these into Darkroom by saving them as PNG files. I'm going to use the black matte, and I'm going to click OK. So what I'm doing again is I'm batch processing. I'm printing all the photos in this event. I'm adding it to a specific package, which is going to be the 5x7 and the 8x10. And I'm also going to print every single image with that border that I just selected. Now you can also match the border orientation to the image and the border aspect ratio to the print size. So I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. And the beauty of the software is you can actually create a single order for all of these images, or you can create separate orders. It's up to you. Now, if you click on Place Orders, it's going to send it to your printer or to your lab, however you're connected. However, if you save the order, then what it's actually going to do, it's going to save that order instead of sending it to the printer. It then goes into this orders queue down here. And if you look right here, here's my order right here. I'm going to go ahead and double click on my order. And if you noticed, it's got a background and a template created with every single one of them. Every single one of them. I just basically batch applied 97 images, applied a template, applied color corrections, and I can be off and running. The beauty of the software is it's fast, it's efficient, and this is what it's actually built for, speed and productivity. So if you look under here, you got your new orders, which I actually saved this. Now if I wanted to print it, I can actually just right-click on it and print order. I can print to a CD. I can even print a simple receipt with the customer information that's right down here, and you can change that information at any time and add more to it by going back to the photo library. It also shows the package details. So package A, which is $22, has a single 5x7 and an 8x10. Now I created one single order on this one versus creating separate orders. That's a pretty good chunk of change right there that I just made. Anyway, let's go ahead, and what I'm going to show you now is we are going to go into building packages. So if you look at the bottom right here, you've got the photo library, which we discussed earlier. That's where we create our catalogs, that's where we import our images, and that's where we batch process, and we can apply attributes. You got the Photo Workshop, where you can do your color corrections. You've got the Retouch Workshop with the Photoshop tools, or you can utilize Photoshop. And I forgot to tell everybody, it can work with CS1 all the way up to the new version of CS. The one thing it does not work with is Elements, unfortunately. So you'd have to have a full version of Photoshop if you wanted to utilize it with Darkroom. Then you have your Orders tab, your Pro Services tab, which you can actually log into photoreflect.com. We are partnered with photoreflect.com. It's basically an online storefront, by the way, that you can publish all of your images to an online storefront. It actually creates your own domain for you. So for example, it could be www.amycole.photoreflect.com. Now if that one's not used, then you can utilize that one. You can give it to your customers. You can upload those images to the online storefront, and you can either ship them off to a lab or have the lab actually drop ship them to you or your customers, which is really nice. It's a great feature. By the way, Photoreflect is $9 a month, and you can publish for 100 photos, 1,000 photos, or 1,000,000 photos, and it's still $9 a month. It's a very, very good tool to utilize. So let's go ahead and get into the building packages like we discussed a little bit earlier. If you go to the bottom right here and click on the Setup tab, you've noticed you've got all these options over here on the left-hand side. Let's build our packages. I'm going to click on Products and Services. Then I'm going to click on Package Groups. Now if you notice under here I've got different packages from Test Package Group to Standard, which it shows you under here what's in the packages. Now we can also create as many packages as we want. So let's go ahead and do that. You've got a wizard that can actually walk you through step by step, or you can just click on New Group. Let's go ahead and do that. I am going to go ahead and call this, let's go ahead and call this one Darkroom 101. I'm going to click OK. So there is the package that I just created. And here's a package under here. So I don't want to call this one Package 1. I'm going to go ahead and double click on it. I want to call it Package A. And I'm going to go ahead and say this one's going to be $40. You can also give it discount pricing, by the way. So if somebody orders over 10 images, you can give them a discount on anything over 10 images, which is real nice. Alrighty, we are going to click OK here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add an item to the packages. So if I go over here, I can add a local print item, which I'm going to do. And you've got all the print sizes. Now we've pretty much got every possible combination from wallets to 8x10s. We have 6-inch prints. We've got multiple 5x7 prints, combination prints, 7-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch. I mean, it will basically go all the way up to 24.5 by 100 if you want to print something that big. Another thing which you can do is these are going to be local print items. So we're going to add right now a 5x7, and we're going to add the wallets, which is a 5x7, and I'm going to take the 8x10 out of there. So if I just hit delete on my keyboard and click on yes, it can delete that. So right now, Package A, $40, is a single 5x7. I can double click on that and I can say, okay, I want to increase the quantity. Let's make it 3. You can also say, I want to use a border, and you can utilize a border with any package that you create if you so desire. Now, if you basically want to send to one of our labs that are in our network, what you would do is you would click on Add Lab Print Item. This will basically allow you to go to their server, and it will basically pull up all their product offerings, whether it's a mug or a t-shirt or whatever it might be, and then you can actually send the image instead of to your printer directly to the lab. The lab can drop ship it to your customer or to you directly. It's a real nice feature to have. Now with Darkroom 101, if you look here on the left, I've got Package A. Let's go ahead and add another package here. I'm going to click on Add Package on the left-hand side, and I'm going to name this one Package B. And I'm going to say this one's $20. And I'm going to click OK. Now remember, go on the right-hand side, add local print item, and choose whatever prints that you want that are built in. From keychains to passport photos, credit card size, snow globes, we have pretty much every possible combination. I'm going to go ahead and select a few here. And I'm going to go ahead and go back. And let's go ahead and do wallets. I'm going to do 9 reduced wallets on an 8x10. So this package right here is going to cost me $20. So what if I actually go back in to my Photo Workshop tab down here at the bottom, it's going to populate the image that was selected earlier. If I click on in this right-hand corner, it says Show Order. If you click on that, now it says Hide Order. So what I can do is I've got my Package A there, but wait a second, I created multiple packages. So maybe I'm in the wrong group. If you click on Add Package here at the bottom, and then what you can do is you can change the default group. And there's the Darkroom 101 that I just created, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. There's my package A and my package B. That makes sense. So again, Darkroom will allow you to create as many packages, any possible combinations that you like. You just have to create them that way. So I'm going to go back into the Setup tab right now. And what I'd like to show you now is how to actually set up the camera. So if you go to your capture options, again, we are under the Setup tab. I'm going to go ahead and select Capture Options on the left-hand side. And I'm going to go ahead and select Tethered Capture. If you look here, you've got a list of all the cameras that are incorporated into Darkroom. And even though this says Canon camera, we support probably about 98% of the Canon camera. There might be a few out there that we don't, but for the most part, it's every camera that you can possibly think of. And any new cameras that we don't have in, we will build into the future. We've got older cameras in here, the Fuji cameras, Kodak cameras, Nikons, pretty much every Nikon camera. And if you don't see your camera in here, remember, there's a couple different things you can do. You can actually shoot into a hot folder if you still want to shoot tethered into the program. I think that might be something we might cover at a later time as well, so stay tuned for that as well. But we're going to go ahead and you can select any camera that you want. I'm going to hit on Tethered Camera right here. You have some camera processing options that are built into Darkroom. So you can say, do I want to hear an audible notification when the camera's ready? I like to say yes, because I'd like to know if my camera's ready. And then you have some other options in here that you can use. Now, if you click on Tethered File Name Options, when you shoot into the software, it's basically going to put it in the Photoworkshop or the Photo Library, depending on which one you select. You can use it automatic, so you can actually use a prefix. You can change it to numbered, so you can use a starting count if you so desire to, or the prefix, or you can go to customer driven. This is basically going to be unique file names that are created on the customer information. For example, it could be the date and time, the ID and picture number, or the picture name. Now what you need to do is after you selected your camera, remember we selected the camera under the tether option, you want to go back up here to the left and click on Capture Options. Right here you have your options here again if you need to go back and reselect them. And you just click on Detect Camera. It will detect your camera and it'll say, for example, if you use a 5D Mark III, it'll say Camera Status, Canon 5D Mark III, ready to go. Then from that point, you just go back into your Photo Workshop and start shooting. It's that easy. It's a very nice feature to have in Darkroom. Again, you can import the images on your own. You can shoot tethered with pretty much any camera out there, or you can shoot wirelessly. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some print options that are built into Darkroom. Over here on the left again, I've got print options. Over here on the right-hand side, I've got these printers that are listed right now. I'm going to go ahead and click on Add Printer. Now we have a lot of different printers from AGFA to the new D&P printers. We've got some older DURS printers in here if you've got an older lab. Pretty much every Epson. We're actually building in some new Epson printers here, so stay tuned for that as well, especially the 4900, which will be built soon. Fuji printers, Kodak, Mitsubishi printers, all the Noritsu printers, older Olmec printers, pretty much every Shinko printer, and the older Sony printers that are no more, that actually are now D&P. If you don't see your printer in here, you can always choose Windows Printer. Now, Windows Printer will pretty much drive most printers that are out there. Sometimes not every single one, but if you're in the photo industry, take a look at some of the printers that we offer as far as who we actually drive directly. And like I said, if you don't have the direct driver, you can always use a Windows-based printer. It's very easy to set up and very easy to configure. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go to D&P DS40. This is a printer right here that does 4x6, 5x7, 6x8, and 6x9. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Add Printer. If you noticed, right away it enables the driver, which is a good thing, so meaning it's ready to go. You know what, I'm going to change the resolution to high because I'd like a high resolution. And this printer right here offers either glossy or matte. I prefer the matte for my customers. You can also choose the print sizes on what it's going to allow, what the printer is going to allow. So if you have a specific roll like 4-inch, 5-inch, or 6-inch, you can actually specify the parameters right here. You can also change the color adjustments, and it also actually automatically incorporates the custom profile for the printer, which is real nice, so you don't have to go in there and color correct it. Now, if you don't like the color profile that it utilizes, you can browse out, and if you have your own color profiles, you can incorporate those as well. Great feature. So that's how you set up your printers. Let's go ahead and show you the presentation mode of Darkroom real quick. So I'm going to go back to my photo library at the bottom. Here are all the images that I imported into Amy Cole. And I'm going to go ahead and now click on Photo Presentation. Here is one image right here in the photo presentation mode. Now I can view 2 photos at a time, 3 photos at a time, or 12 photos at a time, or anything in between. Typically when I'm showing my customers, I only like to show them 2 photos at a time, sometimes 3, but typically 2. And the reason why is because if you show more than 2 or 3, in my mind, you're kind of confusing the customer, so I show them 2 at a time. I'm going to go ahead and select this one right here. I really like this photo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it. It's got a white little border around it, and I'm going to click on this button called Compare. If you notice right here, it actually earmarked the photo. So what I'm going to do is, that means it's saving this image because I like it, and I can scroll through the other photos until I find something I like. Or if I want to view more, I can scroll, and basically, notice here, it's keeping that image because I'm scrolling through other images within the program. You know what, I really like this one right here too. I'm going to go ahead and earmark that as well. Notice this one and this one are earmarked. Now it's only rotating these 2 out. If I really like this image because I did save it, the beauty is you have your shopping cart right here. So if you just click on here and then click on there, you can actually place the order while in presentation mode. So you could be showing your customer and click on place order. It could be sending off to the printer and you're still going through your images. Sent it off to the printer right there. And here are my images still over here. Very nice feature, by the way. So I'm going to go ahead and load up one image again. This is earmarked, so I'm going to go ahead and unlock it. And then I'm going to go ahead and hide my shopping cart for right now and show you some features of the presentation mode. What you can do is you can actually do a slideshow presentation of every single photo that is in the catalogs. You can also play music, so you can choose MP3s to actually play in there. Let's go ahead and take it to full screen right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it in a simple mode. So you have the ability to choose auto, so you can say I want to enable the slideshow transitions every 3 seconds or every 2 seconds or every 12 seconds. It's up to you. And you can click OK. You can also basically choose music files. So every 3 seconds right now, it's rotating a new image out. If I wanted to add music to this, I can add music to it at any time. And it can play music in the background with transitions of all the images that you've taken of the customer. And remember, you have the shopping cart available right there as well. So you can actually place the order and still show the images to your customer. Now that's some power right there. Let's go ahead and close this. And what it's going to do, it's going to take me back into my default single mode. I'm going to show you some different options here. Again, let's take it back into full screen. Here's your auto, so where you can actually do your slideshow if you so desire. Here's the music, where you can actually choose your own music or music folder. And you can click on Choose. Now, if you scroll down to Choose, you can actually show the file names at the bottom, or you don't have to show the file names at the bottom. This is something I really like. You can put it above a fireplace or in a green room. Pretty nice feature right there. And you can also do a slideshow presentation and rotate the images in and out. In the future, we're thinking about incorporating something to where you can actually take a picture and actually utilize that as your background. Now, we haven't incorporated that yet, but a lot of our customers have been asking for that. I'm going to go ahead and exit the presentation mode right now. Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing that I'd like to show you is that let's go back into View, and I'm going to click on 4 photos for now. You can actually rate these photos. So what I do is, the way that I actually use the rating system is right here. I typically will rate all the images. So I really like this image right here. I'm going to rate it a 5. Do I like this image? It's okay. I'm going to rate this one a 4. And this one right here, I'm going to rate this one a 1. And this is what I do at a later time. If I know the customer really likes specific images, I can then sort by rating, and it'll pull up all my 5s first. And what I do is all of my 5s I print out. I think that they're ready to go. All of my 4s might need a little retouching. I might add some notes and do some retouching. 1 through 3 I basically don't even use. That's how I rate my photos. Now you can rate them however you want, but that's just how I utilize them. Now if you actually like this image right here and you want to do some changes to it right there on the fly in front of the customer, click on Enhance. If you click on Enhance, it basically takes you, you're still in the presentation mode, but it actually takes you back to the Photo Workshop so you can make changes on the fly, and then you can actually go ahead and apply those attributes or save the photo. So what we're going to do is, you've seen the presentation mode. I'm going to go ahead and exit that right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something here as far as archiving the images. There's multiple ways that you can actually archive. You can basically save it to a file, you can burn it to a CD, or you can basically just go to Catalogs up here in the top left, and you can say, I want to archive these images, which is the file folder. Again, the file folder is going to be Amy Cole with 99 images now in it. Again, Catalogs in the upper left, Archive to, and you can say, I want to archive to anywhere on your drive, and click OK. If you look right here, it's archiving that entire catalog to my C drive to a specific folder. Then it's going to ask me, do I want to remove this catalog so I can actually save space, or do I want to keep them? I'm going to go ahead and keep them for right now. But what I can do is, I know these images and I know this catalog is archived. So what I can do is, I can go ahead and right-click on this, and I can actually delete the entire catalog if I so desire, because it is backed up. Now, if I want to bring them back in from an archive, now I saved it to my C drive. You can save it to any drive, network drive, or any drive that you have connected to your system. Now, if I want to unarchive them, it's real easy. You just click on Catalogs in the upper left and do an unarchive from, and it'll basically go and you actually browse out to where you saved them, and you bring them right back into Darkroom. It's that easy. Real simple, real easy to use. Well, I'm going to go over one more feature. This is actually one of my favorite features in Darkroom. And then after that, we're going to be done with the presentation. So one thing I would like to show you guys first, guys and girls that is, if you go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and right-click on Amy Cole. Again, I'm under my Photo Library tab. Here's all of my images. I'm going to right-click on it. You can actually pull up catalog info. You can actually do the archive images, so you have multiple locations. But this is a great feature right here. It's called Create Digital Media. Let's go ahead and click on it. So what this does is this can actually create, if let's say hypothetically you're at a wedding, you can actually create a slideshow presentation of all the images that are in the photo catalog. You can basically, it automatically defaults, if you look right here, it defaults my DVD drive. You can basically simply copy the files to the destination, or you can convert them. You can also choose your preview size or medium size. You can do a full resolution. Remember, these are 2 meg files right here, or you can customize the size as well. You can also watermark it if you so desire with your logos, or a custom watermark as well. This right here, when you go to the next option, again, it creates a slideshow presentation. Would you like to add a slideshow to the digital media? I think I would. And it's kind of like what we just did a little bit ago in the photo presentation mode. You can enable transition. So every 4 seconds, I want to create a new image. I want to do a fade in and out, which is real nice. I also want to play MP3s in the background. And you know, right here, you can add promotional images or copyright. You can basically say, I want to put this promotional in, or I want to copyright my images. And you can put a disclaimer in there as well at the end. You can put any extra files if you so need to within the program. That will simply copy the files to the destination. So again, this is called Create Digital Media. You can create a slideshow presentation of all the images. Again, we're at a wedding, so we can create a slideshow presentation of all the images at the wedding and give this to our customer. I mean, customers pay high dollars for these CDs. They actually, like I said, you can send them a low res, medium res, or high resolution image, which is very nice. Very nice. Again, this is Darkroom 101, showing you the basics of how to create catalogs, importing your images, using the Photo Workshop, green screen presentation, building your packages, setting up your camera and your printers, the presentation mode, which is great, and then how to archive your images. Remember, I'm currently using Darkroom Professional, but a lot of these features are also built into Darkroom Core Edition. I'm using the new edition, which is version 9.1. So if you go to darkroomsoftware.com and you click on the yellow banner that says See What's New, it'll show you a list of all the new features and functionalities in Darkroom. Take a look. Again, you can email a photo directly to a customer. You have live view capabilities with Canon cameras right now, and you can also publish an image directly to Facebook. Now, one other feature that we've incorporated into version 9.1 is going to be auto print. So you can actually capture the image and set it to auto print so it's automatically sending it to the printer. This is huge if you're doing large types of events. It increases the speed and workflow and production. Again, this software is about speed, workflow, and production. Again, we've got portrait users, event photographers love this program, school photographers, wedding photographers, you name it. This is Darkroom Software 101. Thank you very much for joining. I'm going to see if there's any questions that are out there that I might be able to answer for you guys. Again, I want to thank you for attending. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording the program. And we will have another one within a couple of weeks going over the same images. And we also have recorded this. So if you need to utilize this in the future, it will be on our website for future reference. Again, thank you for attending the webinar today with Darkroom 101. And if you have any questions, please let me know. It looks like we've got a question. Oh, this is just thanking us for the webinar, and they look forward to more webinars in the future. Well, it looks like that's all we have for right now. Again, take a look at our website. We're always creating new videos on the website. We're always trying to show you how to utilize those new features. And like I said, if you guys have questions, we do have a knowledge base. We also have something under the Setup tab. We have an application user guide built into the program. So you can utilize the application user guide, and you can search that guide for a lot of different features that you need to learn how to utilize. I want to thank you again for joining, and we look forward to seeing you next time.